I'll start today's video by giving you a rather heartwarming smile today because I'm feeling unusually happy. So here you go. Hey, anyways, the reason I'm extra jubilant today is because, well, as you could have guessed from the thumbnail, Dorohedoro season 2 is on, baby. It's been on for quite some time, but I recently caught up to it. And by recently, I mean just today I finished watching the latest episode and I'm waiting for the next episode. To be honest, it was such an intriguing and interesting show and such a unique show that I did not forget the main story beats, but I wanted to make sure that I had the smaller details in my mind. So I recapped season 1 yesterday and I completed season 2 today. And oh baby boy, it feels so good to be served up this succulent juicy meal after 6 long years of waiting. I was like an almost mental patient, like a lunatic. I was suffering with psychosis or some shit, in a straight jacket screaming, Dorohedoro season 2 is gonna come anytime soon. And nobody believed me. I mean, I did not tell anyone, it was just all in my mind where I was gaslighting myself, coping that I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. And there were no signs of it. But finally, Mappa delivered, and oh boy, did they deliver beyond their Call of Duty. This season has been fucking amazing so far. It's better than season 1, if you can imagine that, if you've seen it. And I want to make this video to, get the good word of Dorohedoro out into the open world, because I know many of you don't watch it, even if you've heard of it. You're sleeping on it. And that needs to be stopped. Somebody needs to put an end to this tomfoolery that is happening. And I'm gonna be the one, hopefully, for you, my friend. Anyway, you know what? Let me introduce you to the anime, because this is more of a sales pitch and me celebrating season 2. So I'll tell you a little something about the anime, and then you have to watch it, as I said. So, Dorohedoro is an anime about a world where there are sorcerers and normal people, who can't do sorcery, basically. So the sorcerers live in their own fucking gated community type world, and the fucking normal poor people, they're delegated to these slums sort of areas. And the sorcerers use their magic to travel to and from these different worlds. And what they do is they basically practice their magic on these normal people. So they're just minding their own business. First of all, they're delegated to the slums, right? They're already living in an impoverished state, and then these assholes come here and they try their magic on them, like they're literally human guinea pigs, right? And most of the times they just outright kill them while practicing their magic, and if not, they transform them into horrific monstrosities, like on some Mahito shit. And our protagonist Kaiman is caught amidst this sort of an operation where his head was turned into that of a lizard, and there is a person living inside his lizard head. I know this sounds goofy, but like if he opens his mouth, you can see there's a small little guy in there, or sometimes even a bigger version of it. It's weird. And so what he is planning on doing is finding the sorcerer who cursed him with this, right? Because if you kill the sorcerer, you break their magic, right? So he and his best friend Nikaido, they're on a mission to find the sorcerer who did this to him, so that he can slay him, and then he can get his memories back and potentially his face back. And that's the tip of the foreskin on this baby boy, because it's just, I mean, the normal premise that I just explained to you, yeah, it may seem engaging and interesting, right? It's a thriller kind of story where you find out what the fuck's going on and shit like that. But the main draw of Dorohedoro is just not that. I mean, the story gets fucking amazing, especially in season 2, where you get all these different sorts of wild revelations and whatnot. But even in season 1, the most interesting thing about it is the world and its characters. And that's the best thing you can say for a story, right? Every character in this fucking anime is goated, dude. Like, there's not a single bad character over here. Everyone is entertaining, they're unique. And some of the voice acting, dude, I need to tell you, man. Kaiman's voice actor and Ebisu's voice actor, plus Johnson, I love their work, man. Every time they're on the screen, I just get excited by whatever the fuck goofy stuff they're gonna say next. Like Ebisu doing her goofy shit in the background, or Johnson doing some weird shit somewhere, or they're eating someone's penis or some shit. Or Kaiman just being real happy-go-lucky every time. I especially love it when he just goes, Nikaido! And it's amazing, man. The voice acting performances, I'm telling you, they're really good. And same goes for the animation. This is made by Mappa, so you already know they're bringing in some heat. And this bad boy slaps some mean fucking ass. It's 3D CGI, but this is no Berserk 2016. This is some bad boy shit right here. You're gonna need to wear 2 pairs of diapers while you watch this show, because you're gonna shit yourself. There's action in this, and it's animated so well, and it's so gross and grotesque and like visceral. I love it. And it's not one of those shows where it's just the action and gore just for the sake of it. I mean, it really helps elevate the show to a next level, and it really complements its themes as well, because the show is deep rooted in this sort of punk aesthetic. I mean, if you've read it, uh, the writer, not the writer, the mangaka, put some respect on it. Yeah, the mangaka was really inspired by Slipknot, yeah, the band Slipknot, if you know of them. And you can kind of get that vibe everywhere when you watch this show. It's really amazing, and it's really beautiful to look at. The way the world is constructed, all the different sorts of buildings and whatnot, and the way they come together. There are completely wild landscapes that you sort of can't imagine yourself, fitting into this world, but they always work out. And man, every fucking third or fourth frame, you're gonna find some badass 4K wallpaper to put up on your screen. When there are just devils hanging around on inverted crosses and they're just aura farming and shit. It looks really beautiful, man. The art direction and the character designs and everything, it's just out of this world. It's truly one of a kind show. It's very unique. But now coming to the absolutely best thing which I love about the show is just how the characters live. You get these shows where the villains are just mustache twirly, evil for the sake of being evil type of villain, or they have some grand scheme in their minds of taking over the world and some shit. It's really basic. It gets old really quick, and it works out sometimes, but other times it's like, it's just a serviceable villain, I guess. Not over here, dude. The villains, like the antagonists in this story, are some of the most engaging antagonists you're gonna find, because they're just people, just living their lives. And this is where this show does something completely different than other shows, is that shifting perspectives between the good guys and the bad guys, you kind of just develop a real connection with both of these sides, because none of these sides, like the good guys aren't like knights in shining armor, they're really gray characters. Same with the bad guys, you'd expect them to be just like evil and they'll have blood and eating guts and titties, but no, they're just is normal people having fun more than half of the times. It's just like two of the main bad guys, they're enforcers, so they have to do their job, and the main bad guy, he's just trying to save his ass, is all I'm gonna say without giving out spoilers. So this show leaves no room for quote unquote, black and white, good bad guys. Each and every character is their own distinct person. They're just so goofy half of the times. I love it. This is a heavy show, like really gory and really boobies everywhere. You'd expect it to be that kind of a show, but it's just really funny and silly for about 70% of the times. And for the lack of a better term, just sometimes it's just really endearing and just really heartwarming. And you can say the same thing about N, the main bad guy. He's a scary fucking guy. He's a mob boss, sort of, and his powers are really scary. But around his dog and around his dogs, sorry for that. Around his people, he's just a really goofy, sweet guy, man, half of the times, and you can't help but kind of root for him. Like, yeah, the ensemble over here is so fucking good. And especially, as I said, the interactions they have with each other, especially their dialogues and the way they carry themselves, they talk to each other, it all feels so natural. It feels like a real lived in world. And season 2 just takes the fucking huge ball sack that is season 1 and tears it apart, exposing the big testicles that they have hanging in there. The action is top notch, as I said. The character dynamics are further explored, and they've connected different characters with each other in wild and fucking wacky ways. You've got different characters being introduced as well, and all of them are interesting in their own ways, and they're really cool as well. And what else can I say? It's been really funny as well. They've not given up on that. It's really goofy and comedic still, but they've sort of relegated more time to the serious shit this time around, and I love it. I'm all up for it. First season, you don't get to learn a lot of stuff. It's more of a show don't tell kind of show. But in second season, they delve deeper into the lore of the world, the lore of the characters, as I said, and how the world kind of works, and it's been really great so far. And it's like a Quentin Tarantino movie, man, where half the times you don't know what the fuck's going on. There's just bits and pieces everywhere, but slowly and surely these guys are putting all the pieces together of this puzzle, and what's revealed are giant big beautiful titties. Oh, and one other underrated thing about this show, which I feel like even the people who watch this show don't really glaze about, is the soundtrack. The soundtrack of this show is fucking amazing, dude. Both the seasons 1 and 2. Give it a go if you want some sick jams. And you know what, that's it, man. I just wanted to talk about this show since I feel so strongly about it. When it came back in like 2020, I guess nobody was giving a fuck about it. There were some people, but it wasn't nearly as popular as it should have been. And now 6 years later, when we finally get a second season, it's not like One Punch Man debacle, where they just completely drop the ball and serve us a piece of shit as the season 3. This one is actually supreme quality. And I know many of you aren't familiar with the game of Dorohedoro, so I wanted to make this video as an invitation to you. Come, come, my child, wear your latex gimp mask and leather jacket and really tight leather boots. And come on in, let's have some fun in the cult of Dorohedoro. And season 2 has been banging so far, as I said, and I think we have only like 3 or 4 episodes more left. So I can't wait to see how it wraps itself together and gives us a beautiful end, or possibly a cliffhanger for season 3. Who knows? And man, I'm just so excited and happy for this season's progress so far and for the next exciting episode that I just wanna, hit a little happy dance right here. Let's go. But yeah, watch Dorohedoro. Right? It's gonna take you 1 day or 2 days at max. And that's it for today. Hopefully, this video encouraged some of you to start watching Dorohedoro. And I'll see you all when the season ends and I make another video on it. See you.